What if all the ice on Earth suddenly melted? Imagine waking up one morning and realizing that the world you knew has disappeared beneath the ocean. The beaches, the cities, the coastlines, all gone. The ice sheets of Greenland and Antarctica and every single glacier across the planet have vanished. And the result? Sea levels rise by an astonishing 70 meters, or about 230 feet, forever changing the shape of our world. New York City would be underwater, so would London, Shanghai, and Miami. Entire countries, like the Netherlands and Bangladesh, would simply cease to exist. Paradise islands, such as the Maldives, would vanish completely beneath the waves. Billions of people would be forced to flee their homes, desperately searching for higher ground in a mass migration unlike anything in human history. Nations would collapse, and borders would be redrawn, not by treaties, but by the relentless sea. But it's not just about rising oceans. The disappearance of ice would fundamentally change everything about how our planet works. Rivers that once flowed from mighty glaciers, like the Ganges in India or the Colorado River in North America, would dry up. This isn't a small problem. Hundreds of millions of people would lose their primary source of fresh water. Without those rivers, vast stretches of farmland would turn to dust, and global food production would crash. Entire regions could face devastating famine. And then there's the heat. Ice acts as Earth's giant mirror, reflecting sunlight back into space and keeping our planet cool. Without it, the planet absorbs more and more heat. This creates a terrifying feedback loop of warming that spirals completely out of control. Global temperatures would rise dramatically. Hurricanes would grow into monstrous storms. Catastrophic floods, unbearable heat waves, and raging wildfires would become the new, terrifying normal. Snow would no longer fall in regions that once had it year-round. The impact on wildlife would be just as catastrophic. Animals that depend on ice for their survival, polar bears, seals, penguins, would disappear forever. The Arctic and Antarctic, once majestic icy landscapes, would become vast stretches of open water. Ocean currents, thrown into chaos by the sudden massive rush of fresh water, would change direction. This could make some places like Europe suddenly much colder in winter, while other parts of the world bake under a relentless, scorching sun. As this global chaos spreads, humanity would be forced to fight for its very survival. New cities might rise on mountaintops. Floating communities could appear on the endless ocean. We would push our technology to its limits, struggling to keep pace with the endless cycle of disaster. But no matter how much we innovate, nothing could ever replace what we've lost: our shared history, our diverse cultures, our home. This isn't just a story of destruction. It's a warning, and it's a choice. Because every glacier that melts, every single degree of warming, brings us one step closer to this frightening future. What we do today will decide if this world remains science fiction or if it becomes our reality. Thanks for watching. If you want to explore more mind-bending what-if